Hey everybody, Jake here, and today we're going to take a look at the Nemosine Singularity. This has the potential to be a very interesting entry-level pen in the market for a very competitive price if they get it right. So I'll go ahead and go over what they got right and what they didn't, and you can check and see if I recommend this pen, check out a writing sample, and a few other things. Here it is next to the Conklin Duraflex or Duragraph. They're the same size. The Lamy LX, and the TWSBI 580. So you can see when it is capped, it's the shortest pen here. It isn't all that small though when capped, and it seems like a fairly normal sized pen. You can see here that when it is uncapped, it's very short. It's about the same length as the Duraflex, a little bit smaller actually. This is about as small as I can stand unposted, though I do usually post this pen. Here it is posted. I find this to be the optimal length for the pen. It puts it just a little bit longer than the TWSBI 580, but it is still noticeably shorter than, say, the Lamy LX when posted. So it's still a pretty decent length without being too long. And here it is next to Gilbert. On to what I like about the pen. First up, the appearance. It's very nice. A lot of pens in this beginner kind of price range look a little strange or not super professional. This pen looks like you could, use it in an office, especially the all black version. Looks very simplistic, very minimal, but still a somewhat interesting design. Very little branding on here or anything like that. Really the only thing you'll see is the word Nemosine on the clip. On the cap band. Nothing on the clip, nothing on the body, nothing on either one of the finials, just that one little Nemosine branding, and it's very subtle. I appreciate that quite a bit. The nib on these are beautiful. I love Nemosine's nibs. They have like a butterfly on them. I don't know how well you can see that, but they're very, very nice. Has a little N up top, and at the bottom it says M for medium, and made in Germany. But the designs are intricate, very nice. I wish it kind of went up to times just a little bit, but these are probably one of my favorite nib designs out there, period. The pen is eyedropper convertible. There are no internal metal parts, so you have plastic there, plastic here with no metal inserts, so you can eyedropper this. You'll want to put silicone grease around that if that's what you're interested in, but it is something that's nice. Also, this comes with this takes, and it comes with a standard international converter. It also comes with 5 cartridges, which is nice at this price range. It's an OK converter. It's it's fairly smooth actually. It just holds a standard amount of ink and fits other pens that accept that. But it's nice in this price range to be able to use standard international, where some pens like the Lamy Safari and the Pilot Metropolitan use proprietary stuff. These also come in a variety of colors. This is the Ivory. They come in blue, purple, lime green, black, and some transparent colors as well. I know they come transparent blue, transparent purple, and I believe like a transparent red. Could be wrong. They do have quite a few colors, and if you don't want the transparent colors and eyedroppered it, I think it would look very, very nice. So there's a nice variety out there for you to take a look at if this isn't your favorite color. These also take number 6 nibs. So say you don't like this nib, or you really like this nib and don't like the pen, you can swap it out with other nibs, other pens that take number 6 size nibs. So it's a nice compatibility thing that even goes a step past Lamy's nib compatibility, which is very nice. So it's very easy to change this out. This is a medium, so you didn't like the medium, you wanted one of Nemosine's 0.6 or 0.8 millimeter stubs. Just buy one and pop it in. Really easy. They're just friction fit, you just pull them right out. This pen also posts very deeply. It's not a very long pen, so I do use it posted, but you get a nice little click, and I'll show you here about how deeply it posts. It's a good bit of the cap, and when posted, it sits very, very comfortably in the hand, right about there. So it's very nice. Not much sticks out past it. On to the neutral. First thing is going to be the size and the weight. So this pen, when it's not posted, is pretty short, for me at least. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Also, it's very light, and the balance is a lot more towards the front of the pen, which is something I also dislike. That's completely personal opinion, which all these reviews are my personal opinion, but I just don't like it. Now, when it's posted, it's fine, but and the weight balance is out a whole lot better. But it's just when it's not posted, not a big fan of the size, not a big fan of the weight. The build quality on this pen is not fantastic. It's not horrible, but it's not great. You can feel and see the injection molding seams on the body and cap. They don't even line up, but you can see the injection molding. I believe this is like the blush, gate blush or something like that, where they remove it. There's also show up on the section, the injection molding lines. They're not obvious. They don't really bother you any, but they are there, and I noticed them fairly quickly. On to what I dislike about the pen. First up, the nib was really, really scratchy. I made sure the tines were aligned, and it wasn't feedback, it was literally scratchy. I couldn't stand it. So one thing that I ended up doing was I ordered some micro mesh and Mylar paper and smoothed it out. Writes very, very well now. But that really surprised me because the Nemosine re-entry nib on my VAC 700 writes very, very smoothly. Right out of the box, no modification. This pen did require me to smooth it out. I was not a huge fan of that. The flow on this nib is also very, very dry. It doesn't give any hard starting issues or anything like that. It's very reliable, but it's just not pleasant. And in between the dry flow and the scratchy nib, and I was using some very wet inks. I tried several inks to try to get it to flow correctly, or to what I liked. Just couldn't get it there. So I really didn't like that. The price on this pen to me is a little high. These are about $20. They're not bad. They're decent, but that's it. And in this price range, especially nowadays, you can't be decent, you've got to be good. There are a lot of compelling pens in this price range, in the under $30 price range. This sits right between the, Lamy Twisby and the Pilot Metropolitan, and I don't think it belongs. The price is just not competitive. The clip on this also rotates. I'll show you here. You can see currently it is lined up with the S and the I on Nemosine. So you can actually just push it right over. That's very, very annoying to me. Not quite as annoying, though, as the cracks in the cap band from, I don't know if it's from posting or what, but I'll try to see if I can show you some of these. Right there, you can see one on the inside. It'll probably be easier to show you from the inside. There's another one. Let's see. There's one. There's one. Two more. So they're very small cracks, but I can see them on the outside. I can feel them on the outside, and they go all the way to the inside. This metal band has prevented them from going up any higher, but they do go all the way down to the metal band. I wish they moved the metal band down a little bit more if that was going to be an issue, but those little cracks may get worse over time. I'm not sure. I've only had this pen for about 3 weeks now. On to the writing sample. So this is the Nemosine Singularity. with a medium nib, and the ink is Diamine Wild Strawberry. So this is supposedly a medium nib, and the other Nemosine nib that I've tried, holds up to that. But this writes a whole lot more like a fine. Now I've smoothed it out, it's a lot smoother than most fines, but the line width is pretty narrow for a medium. It's not terrible, but it's just a little narrow, like I said. And the flow is just very, very dry on this pen as well. So I'm going to do a reverse writing line, normal line, and a line with some pressure. These are very stiff nibs, and you're not going to get a whole lot of line variation out of them. It is pleasant to write with after I smoothed it out, but before, I really couldn't stand writing with this pen even for this review. On to the conclusion. So I would say try this pen if you're interested in the looks. It hasn't blown me away. I really had really high hopes for this as well. I was like, this is going to be the best fountain pen you can get under $30, just because the nib I've used from them is really good. The flow's very, very nice. Takes standard international converter, which is better than proprietary stuff. But it's not. This pen was a big letdown for me, which I probably had too high of expectations for it in the first place. But I was a little taken aback, to say the least. So, I mean, it does some stuff right, but it also does a lot of stuff wrong. And I think if you can pick this pen up for $10, $5, it'll be great. $20, not so much. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to check out my Patreon page, and keep an eye out for an ink review and another pen review coming up soon. Thanks, guys.